Hello fellow mutants, welcome back to another video, and in this video, we're going to talk about Star Wars and Rian Johnson. So it says Star Wars The Last Jedi director is even more proud of film 5 years later. I will also be linking this article in the pinned comments down below, so if you guys want to read this, you guys can. But it's been making its rounds on the internet. A lot of people have been reacting. Since I'm a Star Wars fan, I want to give my 2 cents on this, so let's give this a read so we can get this out of the way. This was also posted on August 30th. I couldn't get to it because I was busy with school, hence I'm doing it now. So let's do this. Despite what the most unhinged fan of the blank Twitter profile might say, director Rian Johnson stands by Star Wars The Last Jedi as an essential entry in the Star Wars in the galaxy-spanning franchise. Now I have to say that I don't like The Last Jedi is the only film I've seen of Rian Johnson. I've heard his Murder Mystery Train movie was good. I did not see that because I was not a huge fan of him saying, if you don't like this, you're Islamophobic. And I'm not for that. No. I thought Finn's potential was wasted in The Last Jedi, and it could have been picked up in The Rise of Skywalker, but didn't. I was mad on how they made Luke die. I wasn't exactly mad that they killed off Luke Skywalker in The Last Jedi. But my main gripe with The Last Jedi is they killed keyword how, they killed off Luke Skywalker. I think that Luke, he deserved a more badass way to go. Besides, yeah, I'm tired. I haven't used the Force in 10 years? Maybe even more. I shut myself off from the Force. I'm gonna die now because I'm using all that Force energy to project my essence essentially from one side of the galaxy to another. Drained me a lot. So I'm gonna die. I thought that was stupid. I genuinely thought that was stupid. So that's my main gripe of The Last Jedi, if anything. And I'm dying on that hill. Even if I get a lot of shit for it, I'm dying on that hill. Anywho, while certain parts of the fandom, including those who made racist and misogynistic comments about the cast, may have taken issue with the characterization of Jedi Master Luke Skywalker and the other ways that the film deconstructed existing canon, Johnson said that he is even more proud of the film 5 years after its release. When I was up at bat, I really swung with the ball, he told Empire magazine in an interview published Tuesday ahead of the blockbuster sequel's 5-year anniversary in December. I think it's impossible for any of us to approach Star Wars without thinking about it as a myth that we were raised with, and how the myth, the story, baked itself into us and affected us. The ultimate intent was not to strip away. The intent was to give a basic fundamental power of myth. And ultimately, I hope the film is an affirmation of the power of the myth of Star Wars in our lives. As for the movie's conclusion, which saw Skywalker perish after using every ounce of his energy to save the galaxy once again, Jonson said those final moments were not about deconstructing the myth of the beloved Jedi, but building it. They're him absolutely defying the notion of throwing away the past and embracing what actually matters about his myth and what going to inspire the next generation. So for me, the process of stripping away is always in the interest of getting to something essential that really matters. And at the end of the day, I'm not going to argue with that logic, I should say. But how you approach it and how he approached it in the movie is how a lot of fans, Preston Bory included, takes issue with. Like I said, I don't mind Luke Skywalker dying in the Last Jedi. I don't. I generally don't. If they want to kill Luke Skywalker off, go right ahead. I don't care. Especially if you want to have him essentially inspire the next generation, go ahead. But it's the way you do it. Like, you could have gotten away with, like, Obi-Wan, in a way, because, when Episode 4 came out, when it was just called Star Wars, we didn't get the prequels. Same with Yoda. See, with Yoda, it made more sense, though, because Yoda was literally 900 years old. He was old as hell. And as you get older, your body just tends to be more weaker. And you might be asking, then why are you bitching about Luke's death? The reason why I'm bitching about Luke's death is, again, not his death in general. It's how they try to kill him off. Luke Skywalker, like, I don't mind the whole force projection thing they did. And The Last Jedi, I really don't. Admittedly, I thought that was pretty cool. The whole force projection part, that was cool. And it's in the Jedi's Paths book too. It was called like Force Doppelganger or something like that. So like, I knew that ability existed. I don't care, because that ability is like you can project just like what Luke did, just one object or being, or you can do like multiple. Now, if it was like multiple objects, then I can kind of get behind Luke dying the way he did more. But I just think if you're going to take Luke out, it should have been in a more badass way. And I'm not going to be one of those fans where they, like, who says, because Carrie Fisher died, like, shortly after, you should have killed off Leia in The Last Jedi. I'm not going to be that type of person. Because there's no way of knowing that Leia or Carrie Fisher was going to die before the release of The Last Jedi. Or, like, shortly after. I forget the exact timetable when she died and when The Last Jedi came out. But there was no way you could have possibly known. So I'm not going to be one of those fans that holds that against him. But they should have... They either should have kept Luke alive so they could kill him off in Episode 9 if they wanted to kill him off. Or handle his death a better way. That's all I'm saying. Since I brought it up, I also will be linking this in the comment section down below so you guys can see that I'm not making this up. After both of the critical and commercial success of The Last Jedi, which I feel like the only reason why The Last Jedi was a success in that way, at least financially, was because it came off of The Force Awakens and Rogue One, which both movies, for the most part, at least for the most part of what I've seen, has been very well received at that time. So that helped. So that definitely helped Last Jedi a bit. So after both the critical and commercial success of The Last Jedi, Jonson was slated to helm his own Star Wars trilogy, which has since been indefinitely delayed. Lucasfilm boss Kathleen Kennedy briefly cited that the filmmaker's unbelievably busy schedule is the reason behind the decision, telling Vanity Fair earlier this year that the studio is much more about persistent storytelling than trilogies these days. Jonson, who currently at work on two sequels on his 2019 film Knives Out, echoed Kennedy's sentiments in his comments to Empire, while also reaffirming his commitment to the franchise. See, before I get to what he said, he was announced to have a trilogy. Pre Jedi Last Jedi coming out. Wouldn't you? I would think. Sir, go do Knives Out. Get that out of the way. But at least have like an overall story arc. At the very least, worked on, and he could have done this as far as I'm aware. But he could have had an overall story arc for what he wanted his trilogy to be. At least like a few ideas coming out there, and he could like potentially have said, "Hey, yeah, this is the area I'm thinking about going in, or this one or that way, or this is the time area I'm thinking about going in, or this way or that way." But we got nothing. So that definitely begs the question. Like Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers said, are they trying to save face with his trilogy not happening? Or are they just creating excuses? This is not my words. Creating excuses for why not, for the delay of his trilogy. Because someone like me, if I was given, hey Phil, you can't make a Star Wars trilogy. Sure, I might make one movie, like Rian Johnson did, before he started on my top project. But as soon as assuming I was behind Knives Out, let's just use Knives Out for example. As soon as Knives Out came out, or was about to, my ass would have been already working on potential story ideas for my trilogy. I would save, and then after I finish that, go then work on what I want Knives Out 2 and 3B. So at this point, I'm kind of downing. I mean, and you can also say that Avatar is finally getting a sequel, and for a while I was losing faith that the Avatar movie was ever going to get its sequel, because the first one came out in 2019, and it got we had to wait for the first one came out in 2009, right? 2008, 2009, so we had to wait 12, 11 years ish, give or take, for Avatar 2, which I'm still somewhat interested in it, just in watching it, but the anticipation for me to see Avatar 2 would be it's not as high as it would have been if it came out at least 5 years ago, to be honest. And that's also, whoever is excited for Rian Johnson trilogy, that's the same risk they're pulling right now. Waiting a long ass time, and fans' excitement level will, whoever is excited for Rian Johnson's trilogy will slowly die down. Will they be interested? Sure. And will there still be some level of excitement level for Rian Johnson's trilogy? Sure. I'm not going to deny that, but they run the risk of losing that momentum, if there's any momentum for Rian Johnson's trilogy, by taking their sweet ass time. That's all I'm saying. Anywho, and this is in Rian Johnson's words. It's just at this point a matter of schedule and when it can happen. He told the magazine, sharing that he stayed close over the years. It would break my heart if I were finished. If I couldn't get back into that sandbox at some point. And then Johnson's next film, Glass Onion, A Knives Out Mystery, arrives on Netflix in December. So I guess that's supposed to be the sequel to Knives Out. I mean, I already explained my side where if there's anybody that is excited for his trilogy, the longer he waits, the longer he will run the risk of people not being as hyped for it as some people might be. And he already kind of like did that too by like I feel like crapping on Luke Skywalker's character. Um, but I don't know. Would I see the trilogy if that ever comes out? Sure. Would it be in theaters? I don't know. The only way I'll see Ryan Johnson's trilogy in theaters, and I'm being dead serious too, is someone pays for my ticket. I'm not exactly a Ryan Johnson fan. I'm not, to be honest. And I'm not. That's not me trying to shit talk anyone or bring anyone down, but I'm generally not a Ryan Johnson fan. So, like, if he makes a Star Wars trilogy, I will be open to see it. If someone pays for my ticket. But do I think that will ever happen? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. And what I mean, I mean like his trilogy. So I'm hoping if he's actually serious about doing this trilogy, he will start on it soon. But that's just how I feel. How do you guys feel? Let me know in the comment section down below. Love you guys. Have a wonderful day. Guy one another, and I'll catch you guys later. And if you guys want to read the article, I will have it in the pinned comments down below. So, yeah. Love you guys. Have a wonderful day.